YouTube? So today we're going to cover the sides and the shelves. We're going to glue on the edge banding today. So with that said, let's get to it. So I already glued on one of the sides edge banding, and I just did a standard edge butt because it was easier to do, and the material, since they're not the same thicknesses, I'm just going to router this back with a flush cut router, just to make it look nice, clean, and crisp. So with that said, let's get to it. The other thing I did too is, since this is my best face, so D and F are my two best ones, I'm going to have the best face have the overhang next to them, so that I can cut back that material, to cut back this material flush to my nice face without having to worry about damaging it as well. So I'm going to start gluing up the other side, so let's do it. I just end up using all the clamps in my shop because I wanted to make sure that both sides of the edge banding had perfect contact. I don't want any gaps showing up. So now I just gotta wait. So while I'm waiting, I'm gonna prep the other boards, just make sure that I have good edge banding for all of them. I know I haven't built the edge banding for the side shelves, so hopefully I won't get bored. So these last two pieces of mahogany I cut last time are going to go on my side pieces. So that would be E and H. And then I have to cut more mahogany to replace for G and C. So I might actually even use this mahogany to also cover solid wood shelf, which is the one I haven't built yet. But again, I'm going to get all this stuff trued up first, and once we start doing the actual construction, I can come back to the shelf, the solid wood shelf, and implement the edge banding. Again, I'm just going to keep that same style where it's just going to be a solid piece, and then I'm going to take a flush router and cut that off, which I'm going to try to show today on the D side that I had completed last night. So let's get to it. the same width as all the other banding, even though the thickness of the plywood is different. So again, I'm going to use a flush cut router to make my edge banding. I'm going to use a flush cut router to make my edge banding the same width as the shelf pieces for the project. So with that said, let's start ripping. So now that I have all my boards with their edge banding glued on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my flush cut router and I'm going to cut back the solid wood edge banding flush with my plywood. Now the way I have this set up is I'm using my combination vise, my Wilton combination vise, which allows me to turn it on its side here, and I can clamp longer boards going the length of my workbench. Now I'm also using hand screws to hold on this side, so I get a nice stable work surface. I'm also going to use my block plane just to true up any smaller marks I miss with the router. So with that said, the other thing is when I'm cutting edge banding, especially this mahogany here, I don't want it to chip out. So I'm going to go in the reverse direction, just like I did on the rabbit cutting video, the reverse direction of the spin of the router. And what's nice is that that'll help me scrape material away instead of cupping material away. So again, when I'm cupping material, it's scooping material off the wood, whereas scraping, it's flicking material off. So the scraping takes off less and takes longer, but creates a nicer edge, whereas when I'm scooping, I might tear off too much material and I can't go back from that. So with that said, let's do this. So I'm going to put on my respirator mask and a pair of ear protections because I'm working on the inside of my garage right now. So let's do this. Now I gotta do all this the same process to the other boards, so it's going to take me a while. But with that said, I hope everyone's having a great week, and I hope you guys stay safe. Bye!